Hi Aquarius, Happy New Year. This is your forecast for the month of January 2017. This is a general reading for Aquarius Sun, Aquarius Rising, or Aquarius Moon. If you have a different rising or moon sign, you might find watching those videos helpful or more informative for you. Please remember that these are general readings, and so they may not apply to everyone. If you would like a personal reading that is specific to you, please visit my website at thealchemistastrologer.com, provided on the link at the upper corner. If you have visited the site before, you'll need to clear your browser's cache for the schedule button to function properly. So Aquarius, the first week of January finds you moving on from something. Maybe you've recently felt a little bit of the blues, or maybe you're recovering from something, or maybe you were under a lot of stress and tension and now that's being released and you're moving away from it. There's some type of transition taking place. Now, for some of you, this is as simple as a trip, perhaps a holiday trip, or you're going somewhere, possibly somewhere that you've been to before, or maybe you're dealing with people at a distance. But for many of you, you're coming out of something where you felt some type of suffering. And there are some beneficial changes and some brighter days ahead for you. This could be a point where now you're just kind of going with the flow. You're changing your attitude. The worst is over. You're leaving some situation that was possibly toxic or abusive for you. And maybe you're severing some ties in the process. Could even be relocating as a result of what has happened. Some of you are reconciling with people this week. So for some of you, if this is operating in the negative though, there's a postponement, and maybe you're stuck in your negative thinking. Maybe you're not taking help when you need to. Or maybe you feel trapped and you're having difficulty leaving a troubling situation. Now for some of you, this could even be some illness of some sort. But this is going to be a week where you feel as if, you know, you're kind of spinning your wheels a bit, maybe going in circles, and encountering some situations that you have faced before. And this can be in your personal life or your professional life, or perhaps a legal situation or medical situation. So you want to get from point A to point B, but in the process, it's going to require you to really have some patience to get there and to draw on your inner strength and courage. Also, you know, on this journey though, you're going to gain a greater understanding of yourself and the people that you are connected to. Whatever you're doing, you are growing, and you're growing in ways that allow you to expand somehow. And even though things may not be playing out in the time frame you imagined, you are moving forward. Now, again, this is a week where you're going to be tested. You're going to have to pull on your inner reserves of strength, because you may feel disappointed about something, and this is not the first time you have faced this disappointment. There could be some people in your life or some situations that you're involved with, or if you're having an ongoing medical struggle or a legal issue, and you thought you had put that to rest and things were taken care of and you had moved away from that, it may be coming back to greet you once again unexpectedly, and it may not be a welcome occurrence for you. Some of you are very vulnerable right now, probably from whatever you've experienced, and you may fall under the wrong influence at this time that causes you to have to start over in some way, somewhere. On the positive side, for many of you, this is going to be a week of again, moving past negative situations. And so for you, it's going to be easy for you to remove yourself from things that are negative or harmful or pointless, even habits that you have been participating in that have been limiting you in some way and keeping you from actually making those connections that mean the most to you. In fact, again, you could be reconciling with someone, and maybe somebody you enjoy unexpectedly reappears in your life this week. But this is generally a card of telling you to, be very cautious about where you're putting your energy and your efforts. You could be wasting too much time or too much energy putting your faith in something or a person that's wrong for you, in which case you are likely to repeat some mistakes that you've made in the past. So this is a week about taking your experiences and gaining from them, growing, gaining wisdom, and opening yourself up to your higher self. So this is a week about dealing with the knowledge and truth of a situation and deciding whether it is time to move on, or you're moving past troubled waters and seeking some inner peace. This could be a week where you need to call on higher source for spiritual guidance. The second week you have a major card, and so this is an important week for you. This is all about some type of developmental milestone that you're facing. This is a very important choice, and again, you've moved past something. You're at the end of a phase, and maybe you're looking over it to see what it was worth, what you gleaned from it. You may be growing up in the process. So there's some kind of change of position, an end of an era, an end of a situation. So this may be a career change of some sort, or because of what's taken place, you may be, at a loss in some way. There could be an identity crisis for you. Who are you now in this point in time? So there's an evaluation taking place where you may be moving in a new direction. Now this could be a new life, some new opportunities, again, some type of career change or promotion. Or if you did have some legal issues going on, maybe this is a week where that is favorable for you. Maybe something is resurrected. But this is a week of judging or being judged. Now, you could very well have contact with a judge or the legal system in some way. But whatever has been happening, whatever you've been through, this is a week where you are, again, looking at everything and assessing what the worth of it was. You're trying to figure out if you should keep going on this path or if it was the right thing for you to even have started the path, whether you want to continue. And those things that you thought were finished and wrapped up are still ongoing. And possibly some other things that you have been hoping to avoid. So you are going to have to make some decisions this week, and you're going to have to deal with some truths, some facts that may not be pleasant, and it may be something that you wished you could have avoided. But regardless of how challenging this is, how stressful, or what kind of new facts, information, or developments take place, again, this could be a blessing in disguise for you in some way. Whatever it is going to test you, and you're going to find out what you're made of. You're going to be given the opportunity to be your personal best. And in doing so, you're going to prevent a situation from getting worse, or you're going to stop yourself from making a bigger mistake. Now, for some of you, this has been an ongoing process that has played out over time, and it's taken a long time to resolve a situation, and it may not be fully resolved. And so while it's just hanging in limbo, you feel out of sorts, out of sync, or out of step. So this is a week where tying up all those loose ends is going to feel like that's your life story this week. You're going to need to Focus on the lessons of what is taking place. And that's going to give you the benefit of knowing whether you need to start over in a situation. So procrastination could be an issue for you this week. And if that's the case, that is what is undermining you more than anything else. Not dealing with things that you would rather put off. So be cautious about, not getting caught up in the emotion of a situation, because that is going to distort your judgment and keep you from making a good decision and keep you from moving forward. Because this is a card about judgment and a call to action, you may be quickly judging other people and blaming them for things without recognizing your own participation in a situation. And this is what I mean about taking that time out to reassess and really try to gain the positive lessons or the spiritual lessons behind what is happening to you. On the positive, this is going to be a week where you can clear up some things. You can say what you need to say. You can clear the air without creating additional misunderstandings. And in fact, by doing so, you may be cleared of something. Something may be resolved. You may receive some type of vindication in the process. And something that seemed as if it was going downhill, a lost cause, may suddenly rise up again. It may resurrect. And what was a disaster may turn out to be a success for you. But this is not going to happen without your patience. So this could be a week where you are making a judgment and possibly about your freedom. You may be feeling an exhilaration in getting past a certain situation and feeling as if you can do anything now. And maybe this is because you are breaking out of a routine that you were in. For others of you, you're still struggling with what has come about and you need to let go and move on. The third week of January, you have this Five of Cups. So it seems as if you're still mourning whatever has taken place. There's possibly some regret, a sadness. Maybe you lost something in the process and there was an unhappy ending to it. You may feel an emotional letdown and even betrayed in some way. Now this may connect to love, or could connect to some marital or family problems, or breaking up or breaking away from something. It could connect to something that maybe you were trying to build, a legacy of some sort, something that was taken away from you on some level. Maybe even your possessions. For others of you, things are getting better. The pain is ending. There's some growing optimism. You may feel down, but not out. I mean, this card does have a bridge over these troubled waters. So all is not lost. You may be recovering from past hurts. You're still in loss. You still feel some emotional turmoil about it. But you may be coming to terms right now with what's going on. Or you need to, that there has been an irrevocable ending in something that you valued very much. For some of you, there's a health issue that you're dealing with. Now, you may have made a conscious choice to turn your back on something. Or maybe you're so caught up in what's happening that you don't realize that there is a support system for you. You're not paying attention to it. But this is a week where you need to be aware that whatever has happened for you in the past, as unpleasant and emotional as it may have been, you don't have to stay in that place. This could be a week where, again, you're doing a lot of questioning about where you are in a situation, what the future holds. What are your goals? What direction should you move in? Is the path that you're on the correct one? Are you involved with the right people? And so you could have this ongoing battle within yourself between, what's going on in your head and what your feelings are. Now, this is not a week to, have a pity party and feel as if, everything is lost. What's the use attitude? Because that's only going to manifest your worries and grow them. So this is a time now, whatever it is, maybe you moved away from an abusive situation or toxic people or a toxic situation. You have to look out for yourself now. This is a time for you to reinvest in you. And you may have a lot of concern about what's going to happen to someone else, but you have to realize those people will have to fend for themselves at this point. And vice versa. The more you're looking for somebody to rescue you or carry you in some way, you'll realize that you will have to pick up that baton and carry it for yourself. So this is about believing in self and allowing other people to, take care of what they need to for themselves. Expecting the worst is going to create the worst for you, and it's going to leave you in a place of disappointment, and you're going to find yourself digging into a deeper hole and releasing, surrendering to those moods that you've really been trying to avoid in the first place. So this is about being wise, wising up, making that good judgment and not allowing your emotions to override your judgment in order to move on from a negative situation. So this is a week about being cautious about getting involved or re-involved with people, situations, or habits that only serve to disappoint you. Now, this could be a week for you to try to make some progress by looking at the positive aspects or setting a goal for yourself or your sights on something that is positive, something positive for you to look forward to. And this is going to be crucial if you've been dealing with some kind of emotional disappointment. And once you get into that mindset of where you're headed as opposed to where you have been, you will find that a situation begins to flow for you. So this is a week about changes, transformations, possibly an ending and facing some truth, and about knowing that something is at closure. And though you may have waited for it to change, you have been waiting in vain, and it's now time for you to push forward and move on. The fourth week of January, you may still be waiting. This is frustrating delays, having to be patient about something. Again, you are doing an assessment. You're looking at a direction change. So you may still be trying to figure out where you're headed at this point, given that something else has ended. There could be a lull, or maybe given your choices, you're trying to decide between something that's risky and something that's more safe for you. For others of you, this is, you're re-evaluating some project or you're waiting for some results. And maybe you're not getting any effort. Maybe you feel as if you wasted your effort. Maybe you missed something, or you feel as if something is missing, or maybe you're taking so much time because you're out of sorts that you're failing to act on opportunities. You're missing out on something. There's a lack of activity, or maybe you feel as if you're going nowhere, or maybe given what has occurred, you're now worrying about your finances or some loss, or you're giving up on an enterprise. But you're feeling some kind of anxiety, possibly. Now, for some of you, a few, this is some gain without effort. You were waiting, and now, all of a sudden, without very much effort on your part, you're receiving something. But for many of you, this is a sense of failure, feeling as if there's been wasted effort or stopping your efforts for whatever reason. So this is going to be a week. Again, it appears to be a very introspective month for you. So for whatever reason, you are going to take a closer look at your projects, your pursuits, your endeavors, your relationships, and where you have been putting your time, energy, money, emotions, and efforts. So if you have been trying to hang on to something, still holding out hope, waiting to see some answers, this could be a week where if anything goes wrong, any sort of negative attitude on the part of other people, if other people are resistant to you or there's confusion, it doesn't matter whether it's a big deal or something really small. This could be it. You just can't. This is the last straw, and it causes you to take your frustration and your irritation out on other people. It could be that you're still holding on to some kind of slight, a grievance, and you are growing that. And your worry about it is disproportionate to what's actually happening. It could be that you're worried about, again, some aspect of another person's life and what their earning potential is. But last week you were reminded to allow people to do and take care of themselves. So this could be a week where you need to focus on your own situation, and you may even need to seriously consider restructuring your financial situation in some way to try to bring in some additional income. Or maybe you need to restructure some of your relationships. On the positive, this could be a week, though, because of whatever the process has been, and you may find that you and others have a mutual respect for one another. So this could be a week where you are taking more stock. You're remembering some things. Now, again, this could be tied to some kind of legacy, family history. You could be in mourning about something. Something may have been lost, a relationship, a person, a possession, a project, an enterprise, and you are dealing with the ramifications of that. Now, the underlying energy is the Ace of Pentacles. So for some of you, this is about hard work and getting some type of assistance. So there's a focus on, help and helping others or receiving help. Could be a focus on good health, putting something on financial grounding. And it's also about beginnings. You had a lot of endings in your reading or moving on from something. But once you move on from something, there has to be some kind of new beginning. And you're looking for some kind of tangible beginning. Maybe you're focused on putting your energy towards some type of material achievement or a new opportunity or starting some kind of new venture. Maybe you're concerned about the flow of your capital or getting some recognition or promoting something. But for others of you, given the nature of your cards, there could have been some material loss of some sort or misuse of money or possessions. Or maybe there were some bad investments or some plans fell through. There's some unhappiness, and perhaps due to something flawed within your financial foundations. There could have been, putting all of your eggs in one basket and then having that fall through for you on some level. But in the positive, this is about coming together with other people. Now, this may have been where you were dealing with emotionally insecure people, or there could have been situations where people failed to carry through on their promises. But this is a month where you're going to focus on, the group the group dynamic, which you're very attuned to as an Aquarius anyway. So your friendships, where you have been collaborating with others, your partnerships. For some of you, this is a need for you to move on and to try to lighten up about the situation. The worst is probably over for you, and there are brighter days ahead. So this could be a month where you realize you need to get back to the vitality of life and socializing with others. So you're weighing your options this month. You're doing a lot of introspection, a lot of assessment, a judgment. You're trying to figure out, you know, you may have regret. There may be a feeling of loss or betrayal. And you may be looking at a new direction where you're moving forward. So you're weighing your options, and maybe you're waiting on an opportunity. And perhaps you get an opportunity that falls in your lap. There could be some benefit, and you could be getting assistance from either someone that is at a distance, or maybe you feel a sense of renewal by traveling. Maybe you're trying to move past something where there was a loss. This is going to focus on your relationships this month and what those are bringing to the table, what they bring to bear in your life. And it's also going to be a month where you're working on improving or repairing something, getting clear about things in order to move more efficiently from this point forward in your daily affairs. All right, Aquarius, I hope you enjoyed this reading, and I would greatly appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, and kind comments. For those of you who have already offered your support, please know that I'm grateful and committed to you. Have a wonderful January, and I look forward to speaking with you next month.